if you are one of those bleeding heart people who think that we need to just allow everyone who gets to the border to cross and come into our country just willy-nilly, you need to understand this. I'm going to call this the border for dummies. What is happening now is the people that are coming across this border, most of them are they're not refugees as you would expect them to be. You think they're fleeing these hardships, wars, whatever. They're not. Okay, they are literally sold, and I mean sold. They're sold an idea from what's going on up here that if you get across this border, the Americans let you cross. They get you on a bus, they put you on a plane, they let you go wherever, and then they set you up with welfare, this, that, and the other, so that you can have a better life. Okay, people who are down in a lot of these people down in these southern American countries don't really understand that that's a lie, basically. So let me break it down further. They're told that when they get to America that there's going to be all these opportunities for them, okay? So these people have to have a little bit of means to even make this journey because they're not getting shuttled up South America to the border for free. So these people already have means. They're not actually struggling in the way you think that they are. And if you look, a lot of the times you're seeing the biggest population of these people that are migrating right now are men, military-age men. So that's another thing you need to be very aware of. It's not just women and children. It's mostly men. Women and children are coming too. But let me break this down. Like I said, I need people, you need to see all angles. Okay, so let me say this again. They are sold a idea that if they get to America, if they just get across that border, Biden's policies are going to give you everything you need. Great. So they pay cartels and people to shuttle them up here. When they do get across the border, yes, actually, Border Patrol just helps. When Border Patrol finds them, they bring them in. They process them, get them on buses, get them to airports, get them in further into the country. They're not turned around. So these people believe that what they're being told is true. They're like, oh, great, we get on a plane, we're going where they tell us to go. Well, guess what's happening? Look at Chicago right now. What's going on in the airports and in the police stations is they have migrants, like migrant camps set up in the lobby of the police station. You can find these videos very easily, okay? Once they get on these planes, like I said, they think, woohoo, it's true. Once they get to Chicago in January, in the middle of a polar vortex, they realize that, they're backed up, there's no shelters for us, whatever. Now they're stuck in the airports, and guess what? They got nowhere to go, so we have to absorb that. Our welfare systems have to absorb and help these people, of course, because of course no one's going to let them freeze. We shouldn't. But what really shouldn't be happening is they shouldn't be sent in. They should be turned around at the border. The Biden administration is not turning them around at the border like Trump was doing. It was send them back to Mexico. Stay in Mexico, send them back. It was happening. When Trump's term ended, all this migration started right back up. So we have, just in December, there was like 100,000 people a week coming across our border. That's absolutely insane. And like I said, these bleeding hearts believe, they're fleeing things, they need our help, whatever. That's not the case. It really is not the case. These people are being sold a lie. They're taking a treacherous, dangerous, deadly journey. Little girls, little kids, they die. They've been raped. They are, in other ways, abused. It's so dangerous and so bad. But because the Biden administration is providing the ride in, they take the journey. And then they get here and it's freezing and they don't have anywhere to go. So the humane thing is to stop the nonsense. It really boggles my mind how many people are just surface level thinkers and they just see a narrative and they just believe it, and they say anyone who says that these people need to be turned away are racist or whatever. It's like, absolutely not. We're just not blind to the bullshit. And it's funny because unrelated to this at all, I've been watching old episodes of Who Do You Think You Are on YouTube, which is like a show that celebrities go on like these little journeys down ancestry.com to find like their family lineages and stuff. And who was it that I just watched? It was Tim McGraw, and he was tracing his family history, and it came to a really interesting story, and I can't remember, I want to say it was like the 1600s or something. But basically his family was from Germany, and there was this program where the Queen of England, or whatever, was the queen at the time. They had a program where people could go from England to the United States and get land and start to settle it. Okay? So these people thought, oh, we're getting a free journey or whatever to America to start new there. Great. So they go and they get on the boat and they go to America. I'm simplifying it, but basically this is what happened. When they got to America, they weren't free. They had to pay off their debt to the Queen for their travels, which they were not told about until they got here. And when I was watching that, I tell you what, my jaw was on the floor, because that's essentially what's going on now. Except at least these people were put to work, and like, although it was indentured servitude, like the immigrants now are just literally just set onto the streets, and they're pretty much told like they get like maybe a card of a social worker, and there's probably not enough to go around. But I tell you, I'm just watching something unrelated and I hear this story, and it just shows you that it's freaking true, because it's a tactic that's been used obviously centuries ago, and it's probably been used ever since, because it's pretty effective. They got people to immigrate. So I'm gonna stop here because we're almost at 7 minutes, and yeah, I hope that made sense. Like I said, I'm gonna call this breaking down the border for like dummies, because it needs to be said. People need to start opening their minds, start opening their eyes, and it's good to lead with your heart and to think with your heart, but you also have to use your brain. And just because a story's told you and it tugs at your heartstrings does not mean that it's true. So, okay, thanks for listening. Have a good one. Happy Sunday. Please like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll see you in the next little video. Bye, guys.